Hello everyone, I hope y'all are feeling Q. Welcome to the second episode of Chord Talks. I am the coordinator, and in today's video, I will be breaking down the chord progressions used in the song called A Peaceful Place by Phil Davis. This song is in the key of G sharp minor, and I strongly recommend taking notes on each chord sequence because I will constantly be referring back to them later in the video. So, the first sequence of chords is G sharp minor 11 followed by A dominant 9 with the added 13th. And both of these chords last for one bar. And that's how they sound. Next, the second chord sequence is A sharp minor 7 with the added 11th, then D sharp dominant 7 with a sharp 5 and a flat 9, then E major 9, then G major 7 over A, and then E major 7 over F sharp, A major 7 over B, E major 9 again, and then A dominant 9. And again, each chord lasts for one bar. And here's how they sound. The third chord sequence consists of B minor 9 followed by C sharp minor 11. And these two chords are repeated twice, and both chords last for 2 bars each. And then after that, Phil Davis resolves the C sharp minor 11 down a half step chromatically to C major 6, 9 with a sharp 11. And that has a really bright sound. This chord also lasts for 2 bars. And then the next chords are G major 9 followed by F sharp major with an added 2, which is also the same as the 9, over A sharp. In my opinion, at the beginning of this song, the time signature felt more like 6/8, but later on felt more like 4/4 when I paid more attention to the bass drum pulse. And it felt more like 2/4 when I paid attention to the bass drum pulse and the snare on every other beat. But for this video, I'm gonna talk about this song like it's in 2/4. So knowing this, the G major 9 chord was held for 3/16 notes, and the F sharp major with an added second over A sharp chord was held for the remaining 5/16 notes in that same measure, and the entirety of the next bar. Also, the 16th notes are swung, which I think is Q. And then after all this, Phil plays a B minor 9 followed by an F sharp minor 11. He does this twice, and both of these chords are held for 1 bar. And then the next chords are C sharp minor 11, and then B minor 9 with an added 13, which both last for half a bar, then A sharp minor 7 with an 11 again for 1 bar, and then lastly D sharp dominant 7 with a sharp 5 and a sharp 9 held for 2 bars. So for those who don't know yet, when I say D sharp 7, that's short for D sharp dominant 7. Just keep that in mind. Alright, so here's how they sound. Let me play it. Woo! Woo! Sharp 11. Now. Woo! Yeah, that's how it sounds. I just want to make sure I got that last chord right since it's got a lot of dissonant notes. It's got this right here. Here's a regular D sharp 9, but here with a sharp 5 and a sharp 9. Ooh, that sounds tight and crunchy. Woo, yeah. Woo, that was a long one. The next one is much shorter though. So the fourth chord sequence consists of G sharp minor 9, F sharp minor 9, G sharp minor 9 again, and then E minor 9. And each of these chords is held for 1 bar. And you know how for the last chord sequence we ended on this tension chord? Well, we resolve it in the next chord sequence. 5, 1. That D sharp dominant with those altered notes resolves back to a nice minor chord. So I'll show you how it sounds. All right. That's tight. I dig that. And now, the fifth and final chord pattern used in this song is E minor 11 for half a bar, F sharp minor 11 for the other half, and then G sharp minor 11 for a whole bar. And this sequence is repeated 3 times. And then the 4th time, the rhythm of each chord remains the same, but instead the chords are C sharp minor 11, D sharp minor 11, and then E minor 11, which is the chord that we started on. So that's pretty cool. So he's holding out the same chord for a little longer. I'll show you how it sounds. Those are some very juicy chords. They got all, instead of a basic triad like you hear in pop songs, they add, Phil Davis likes to use 7s and 9s and 11s. Oh, now that's what I call jazz. Of course, jazz is more than just the chords. The chords are pretty hip, but so are the rhythms. It's got nice grooves and it swings really hard. So now that we've analyzed all the chord progressions used in this song, I can now show you when they happen throughout the song. So here's the format of the song. The first sequence is repeated 4 times. The second sequence is played once. The first sequence is repeated twice. And then the second sequence is played again. Next, the first sequence is repeated twice again, but this time Phil Davis uses a G major 7 over A instead of an A dominant 9 with a 13 chord. So it gives a different flavor. Let me show you, because I did not show you earlier. So I'm going to show you the same sequence, the first sequence, but with that new chord. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Woo! Woo! Has a different flavor and a different color than the other one with the dominant chord. And so after that, the third sequence happens once. Then the fourth sequence happens 6 times. Then the third sequence happens again. And lastly, the fifth sequence happens 4 times. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everyone. Boys and girls, brothers and sisters. Appreciate you.